Everybody, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year freakout tag. I will leave the original video link down below. Basically how this tag works is you answer 12 questions about books you have read so far this year. And because this is going to be such a long video, let's get straight into it. Question number 1, the best books you have read of 2019. This question was so hard. I've read so many fantastic books this year and I could not limit it to just one. So I decided to pick 3 books that I have read that are my best books of 2019 so far. One of these books is a reread and the other 2 are really new books, and they are Sea of Ourselves by Cassandra Clare, which is obviously a Shadowhunter novel. I cannot give away too much about this book because it is not the first one of the series. I love diving back into this world every year, into the Shadowhunter world, and getting in touch with all the characters that are involved. I love it so much, and I love Cassandra Clare's writing and depth of the characters. My next favourite is A List of Cages by Rowell. This one is fantastic. I loved this book. It has representation of dyslexia, which I absolutely loved because I never see that in books, and it is so powerful for me. This book is definitely a trigger warning because it has some child abuse themes in here. If you do not think you could read a book about child abuse, I definitely don't recommend picking this up. However, this book is written so well. Rowell does a fantastic job of portraying these themes and creating these incredible characters. My next book is Fangirl by Rowell. This one is fantastic. I love how Rowell interweaved the fandom culture into this story. It is fantastically done and the characters are so well written. It is so fantastic to see that culture represented in books. Question number 2, the best sequel you have read in 2019. It is definitely A Gathering of Shadows by Swabb. I love this book. It is so fantastic. I didn't know I could love this series even more, but apparently Swabb wants to surprise me. The characters and the writing in this book is spectacular. She does such a fantastic job of creating such a balance between the characters and the relationships and developing this world even more. It is a fantastic trilogy. I cannot wait to read the 3rd one. And I'm so glad I read it. Question number 3, a new release for 2019 that you haven't read but want to. This one goes to Sorcery Thorns by Margaret Rogertson. This one has been on my TBR for a while now, ever since I found out about it, and I know it has to do with a library and fantasy, and that's all I need to hear. It sounds fantastic. I cannot wait to read it. Question number 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. And this one has definitely got to go to Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. I am so excited about this book. I cannot wait till it comes out in November and I can dive into this world once again with new characters and new stories to learn about. And oh, I'm so excited. I read a couple of the novellas with the Ghost of the Shadow Market and I am so excited. Question number 5 is biggest disappointment. This one has got to go to Circle of Shadows by Evelyn Skye. I really wanted to like this book. I really did. It came in one of my loot crates and I read the back and I was so excited to start reading it. Unfortunately, I was dragging through the chapters. I couldn't get into the characters. I wasn't invested in the world. The writing just didn't fit well with me. I was so disappointed. I really wanted to like this book, but I just couldn't. It was the first book I DNF'd, which is saying how much I did not like this book, unfortunately. If you like this book, it is nothing against you. It's just my personal opinion. Unfortunately, this book just wasn't for me. Question number 6 is biggest surprise. I actually have 2 books for this category because I couldn't decide between the 2 of them, and that is List of Cages by Rowell. I've already spoken about this one, so you know why I love this one so much. And the next one that I was surprised about was Daisy Jones and the Six by Jenkins. I knew this book had been really hyped all over BookTube because I keep watching videos about this book and how great it was, but when I started reading it I saw that it was actually in interview form and I was not sure if I would like it like that, but oh boy was I wrong. It deals with a lot of tough subjects including drug abuse, which was fantastic to see. It was so well written even though you only got it through interview form. I absolutely loved this book. It was fantastic. Jenkins did such a fantastic job of writing this book and delivering such realistic and three-dimensional characters. I highly recommend. Question number 7, I think it's number 7, I don't know, I've lost count, I think it's number 7, is books that made you cry. Oh boy, this one's a tough one because I read a lot of books that make me cry, so yeah. But I have come to 3 books that have made me cry over the last 6 months, and oh boy did they make me cry. And the first one is The Way I Used to Be by Emma Smith. This one made me bawl. This one is so sad. This one deals with a lot of tough subjects, including emotional, physical, sexual, and drug abuse. But it handles those subjects so eloquently and so beautifully. She writes such a fantastic story of these tough subjects. I actually have a video discussing this book a little bit more in my monthly wrap-up for last month, so if you want to check that out, I'll definitely leave that link down below. My other 2 books that made me cry is A List of Cages. Once again, this book is going through the rounds. This book is very, very emotional, obviously due to the content of this story, but it is so fantastic. I love to see it. I love reading it, even though it made me cry. And the last one is Sadie by Courtney Summers. This one also deals with a lot of tough subjects, but I love it. It's also, I also have this in my video for my monthly wrap up, so if you want to see all my thoughts about this book, definitely check it out in my last month's wrap up. To the actual question number 7 is favourite new author. This could be a debut or a new author to you. I'm going with new author to me because I have read so many new authors over the last 6 months, which I am so excited and so happy about. And these authors include Courtney Summers, Robin Rowell, Amber Smith, Rainbow Rowell, Taylor Jenkins Reid. I loved all these authors. Obviously I've already mentioned all these books, so you already know my thoughts about these, and I'm definitely excited that I found all these fantastic new authors to read some more stories that I would not normally read about. Question number 8 is books that made you happy. I definitely have to go with Ghost of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Rees Brennan, Maureen Johnson, Kelly Link, and Robin Wasserman. I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I got that name wrong. I loved this novella bind-up. I absolutely loved these stories. This book had me smiling for like the whole time. I loved reading all the different novellas that I got to read. I loved each and every one for different reasons. So I will definitely be talking more about that soon in my next video, so definitely keep an eye out for that. I loved the writing in this novella, and to see all the connections of the Shadowhunter families. It was so good to see, and I was so happy. I was smiling throughout the whole time, and this is definitely one that made me so happy to read. So I realised I skipped a couple of questions. I obviously wanted to talk about Cassandra Clare books, so question 8 is actually new favourite fictional character. This one has to go to Kel from A Darker Shade of Magic series. I love Kel. He is so beautiful. He definitely has a troubled past, and he definitely has some issues to deal with, but I love him. He is so loyal and so fantastic, and I absolutely love him. Question number 9 is newest favourite character. This one also comes from A Darker Shade of Magic. It's got to be Reid, who is the prince. I love him. He is hilarious. The best person to be in Kel's life, and I absolutely love him. And the last question is the most beautiful books you have received or been given this year. I actually did a recent book haul where I gushed over the beautiful books I had bought. I will leave that video linked down below. So I will be mentioning books that I have not actually mentioned this video, and I've got 3 to talk about. The first 2 are by the same author, and they are The House of Hades and The Blood of the Olympus. These ones were on sale, so I had to buy them, of course. And they're so pretty. Look at the pictures, and the spines are beautiful. I absolutely love them. And the other book that I bought is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Are we surprised, guys? I could not go through every question without mentioning Cassandra Clare at least once. I love this book because it is hardcover, and it has the Brooklyn Bridge picture, which I will be getting all of because they are beautiful. I absolutely love this one. It is stunning, and I'm so glad that I can read this version of City of Bones. Alright guys, that's it for the mid-year freakout. Let me know what books you have read over the last 6 months in the comments down below, and what if you agree or disagree with the books I chose. If you like what you saw, definitely hit subscribe and ring the bell to get notified. I post bookish content very regularly. I post it once a week. But until next time guys, see ya!